Hi, I'm Phyllis. My website is southernfrugal.com. Today we're going to make some cabbage steaks, and I wanted to just tell you about it. So I got a comment. It was on the video Quick and Easy Broccoli Casserole, and it came from Leeanne Raffield, and she asked, had I ever tried cabbage steaks? Well, I was pretty intrigued. Never even heard of that. So she told how to make them in the comment, which was real brief. It looked very easy to me. So she said to cut the cabbage slabs 1 inch thick and to brush them with olive oil, and you could put butter on them, sprinkle them with a little garlic salt, and bake at 400 degrees in the oven until they're brown around the edges. So let's see, this is this is the 26th of September, and we've already had this 3 times. Mr. Bucky loved it, and so did I, and just gives a completely different taste to the cabbage. It was very, very good. So we're going to make that today. So let me turn this down so y'all can see. And so what we're going to do, we've already used half the cabbage for exactly the same thing. So what we're going to do is try to cut these. I don't make mine quite 1 inch. That's probably 3/4 of an inch. And you do need a serrated knife to do it. And just be sure and leave that stem in there so it holds together. So I'm going to put that down. Do another one about the same size, and my oven is preheated to 400 degrees. There's that one. And then from this one we're just going to go ahead and cut it too. See if I can keep those leaves on there. And we'll just cook these too. Yeah, it completely changes the taste of cabbage, in my opinion. So what we're going to do now is brush these. Let me move them over. We're going to brush these with a little olive oil. Just put a little bit on them. And then just kind of brush it around. Now y'all can leave recipes in the comment section. I just wouldn't make it real long and give the basic ingredients and a rough idea of how to fix it, just like Leeanne did, and we'll see what we can do with them. Now I get a lot of recipes, and I like to try them if I can. All right, so now we're going to turn them over. Oh, y'all couldn't see. Let me move you closer. So I'm just going to turn them over. Let that olive oil be on the other side of them. Like that. Even that one. I think I'll cut that just a little bit so I can get some butter on it. Like that. All right, and so now we're going to sprinkle them. Let me wipe my hands off. And I did line my pan with some aluminum foil just because it kind of makes a mess in the pan if you don't. So now what we're going to do is sprinkle them with some garlic powder. Like that. And then we're going to put some little pieces of butter on them. Cut a bunch of that off right away. And just put the butter on them like that. And I'll tell you that the way these turn out, it makes the cabbage just as sweet can be. It's almost so sweet it tastes like you put sugar on it. They're just a different taste, and Mr. Bucky likes that part around the edge that turns so brown. And I'll have to say I like that part too. You don't cover it up or anything, just leave it on the foil. And so in my oven, the way it works is it cooks in about 30 minutes on 400 degrees. And I did try it slicing the slices thinner, and it does cook a little quicker, but it's hard to handle the slices when they're, you know, any thinner really. All right, so we're going to put this in the oven. Y'all hold on, I'm not going to cut the camera off because I'm going to tell you about what else we're having with this. I've already made that, it's in the pot, so hold on just a second, we'll be right back. Alright, so with this we are having fried rice. Now, you can fix fried rice with all kinds of different ingredients, usually I think made with a lot of leftover stuff. So there's what mine looks like. Can y'all see it? Now we'll warm that up a little bit. I like to make it ahead and let it sit and cool down and then warm it up. It just mingles the flavor a lot better. So this cooked fried rice has, let me move it here so you can see it. I can talk better this way. A little closer. Okay, so it's of course some jasmine rice that's was cooked before, cubed carrots, onions cubed, celery cubed, and I used some green peas. I used green beans, the kind you get from Aldi, and of course they're long like that, those little small beans, and I just cut them so they were maybe, I don't know, not even an inch long. Red bell pepper, 2 garlic cloves, of course chopped, and I had a leftover pork chop because I got a pack that had 3 in it, and of course we only ate 2. So I saved that and cubed that, put that in, and I also used some raisins that I soaked put them in a 2-cup measuring cup, put about a cup in there, put water in them to cover, and put them in the microwave for a couple of minutes, then let them sit so they soak up and, you know, plump up. And 1 egg, and that egg was cooked. You just beat the egg real good, put some garlic powder, onion powder, and teriyaki powder in it, and beat it up and just put it in the skillet and let it cook flat. Then you cut that into little square pieces. But anyway, the technique for making this, I'm going to reference the place a couple of years ago where I did a video on the Thai fried rice, because that's really what this is. And I'll put it right down below in the show more section so y'all can look at the technique of how to do it. I use sesame seed oil and a little olive oil. I use the teriyaki sauce, garlic powder, onion powder, and just a little more salt. And I also put cilantro in it, so all those tastes kind of mingle together. It makes it really good. So you can put anything you want to put in fried rice. I mean, it's just up to you, whatever you want to put in it. So that's just an example of what I put in it. All right, y'all, we will see you back in about 30 minutes, and we'll get this meal ready. All right, the little cabbage steaks are done. And this is what they look like. So we're going to get this on the plate, and I'll try to taste of it for y'all. It's really, really good. And what happens when you cook it in the oven like this, the cabbage gets just sweet. It's almost tastes like it's got sugar on it. It's so sweet. All right, we'll be back in just a minute. Let me get this on the plates, and we'll talk again. All right, here's the meal with the fried rice and the cabbage steaks, and we're having some more of the cucumbers with the mango, which we both just love. And there's some of that chocolate cake from, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. We've got our iced tea, and these are in the silver buffalo glasses, so they don't sweat at all. All right, there's my plate. All right, let me taste of this for y'all. Hold on. All right, I got the camera turned around. We're going to taste of this. It's right at 3 o'clock, which is about the time we eat our main meal of the day. Just take some out of the center there. There it is. It's very sweet, very, very sweet. I don't know why it gets sweet when you cook it like that. Another way of cooking this is to do it in like a cast iron skillet, and just put the cabbage in there with no water or anything. But the problem with that is you have to keep stirring it for probably 30 minutes to get it done. It's really good, but you got to cook it, just stand there and keep turning it so it doesn't burn on the bottom. Now, Mr. Bucky likes these pieces. I like them too, but he really likes them. They're crunchy. Kind of reminds you of kale that you cook in the oven, you know, and get it crispy kale chips. That's kind of what it tastes like. All right, we will see y'all next time. Bye for now.